Okay, so for this particular function right here, we're looking for the addition of f and g. We're putting these two together with addition at a particular value of -5. Now, if you recall, we could find the formula times the addition of these two functions for all values. You can find it for all values, but since I have a single value, it makes probably the most sense for this particular problem to go ahead and find f of -5 here and g of -5 here. And whatever the two answers are, I'm going to do what? Add them together? That's the easiest way to proceed here. I mean, you could put them together and find the general formula, but there's not a reason to do that at this point. So f of -5 is going to be x minus 1, so that's -6, right? -5 minus 1 more is -6. And g of -5 is going to be minus what? 10?
10.
Okay? And add those two numbers together to get -16, and you're done that fast. And that's all I'm asking you to do. Okay with this? All right, so we can do the same exact process here. We're going to put 2 in for x here and 2 in for x here, and whatever the answer is, we're going to add them together. Follow that direction. This is going to be 6 over the square root of 9, which is 6 over 3, 2, right? This is going to be 4 plus 5 is 9, so this would be 9. So 2 plus 9? A couple of easy points to start a test with, right? That's the idea. Okay. Now, for the next one here, it says find the given function. For the given functions, find well, this. And take a close look here at these two boxes and compare it to the circle. What you notice is that these are particular values. This doesn't have that, right? So this means you don't have a choice now except to combine the functions. And also you need to worry about the domain. So let's go ahead and put them together. You have 4 minus 9x, that's f. I'll put it right here. And then you have g, which is minus 2x plus 9. This is g. Get rid of this other word so we're not confused by it. G. And what are we going to do in between them? We're going to add. Okay, so basically you just do like terms. Minus 9x minus 2x is minus 11x. And 4 plus 9 is 13. Okay, so what do we have here? Really, your only choice is this. It does say to look at the domains, but that's the only function that is the actual right function, so hopefully the domain is correct. And it is true. If you look at this right here, do you see any division? Or you see square roots? So there's no problem with the domain, so it'll be all real numbers, or minus infinity to infinity. Which, by the way, if you look at both of these, is also the domain for both of them, so of course the resulting function will also be available for all real numbers. There's no problems here. Nothing has problems. As a matter of fact, if you add, subtract, or multiply, you're not going to introduce any problems. The only place you might introduce a problem is when you actually divide f by g, because then wherever g equals to 0 will become a big problem. That's the only time we'll have to worry about domains. Okay, and this is not composition of functions, so really it's almost like you're adding the two domains together in some sense. It's the combination of functions here is what we call this, and that's not that hard of a thing to do in general. All right, so the first three you got. For those of you who came in late, I'm looking at the online version of the Part A review. There is now also a Part B review, which I just put on there this morning. It is basically all the word problems, and we'll get to those, but I want to knock out some of these first. We're on number 4 at the moment. We're going to do the same thing we did for number 3, but this time the operation is subtraction. So basically it comes down to 3x minus 5 and 6x minus 2 with subtraction in between them. Let me see here. It also says to find the domains. Can't read that yet, but the domain of this is all real numbers. The domain of this is all real numbers. And the domain of the subtraction will be all real numbers. So therefore, you can already rule these two out, can't you? If you know that. Those can't be answered because the domains are not all real numbers. So it must be either this one or this one. and then we just need to subtract here. 3x taking away 6x, that's minus 3x, and minus 5, minus 2 is minus 3, because that's going to be plus 2. So which one is that? Right there. Okay, so now finally we're done with those types. We're going to look now at this, the composition of functions. So one of the most important things you need to do here is read this. It says G composition F. Now you can see where I could read this as G of f of x, so you can kind of do that too. G of f of x. Of course, this doesn't really stand for of; it stands for composition. But you know, with a little stretch, you can say G of f of x. And this notation tells you clearly which one goes first. So if you're going to do this, remember this one goes first, because that's important in the evaluation of these things. Notice on this particular one, though, I am doing a single value here. Again, back to the original problem. If I have to find the overriding function for all values of x, I'll want to go ahead and do the composition and find the one function that controls that. But if I'm looking for a single value, I don't necessarily have to waste my time with that. Not that it would be a waste of time, because it's still math, but at the same time, I can simply put minus 11 first into f, and that's why I say you need to know which one goes first. Take minus 11, put it right here, and whatever the answer is to this, that will go into G right there. So let's figure out what is f of minus 11. Well, it's going to be minus 11 minus 4, all divided by 3. That's going to be minus 15 divided by 3, or minus 5. So this comes out as a minus 5, and it comes right down in here to G, so we have 9 times minus 5 plus 8, which is minus 45 plus 8, or negative 37. So we're done. Now, if you wanted to do it the other way, just so you can see it, you're going to put f into G. So you're going to have 9 times f, which is x minus 4 over 3, plus 8. Here the 3's will cancel a little bit. This will be 3 times x minus 4 plus 8. This will be 3x minus 12 plus 8, or 3x minus 4. And then we're going to put in, what's the value here? Minus 11. So this becomes minus 3 times minus 11 minus 4, which is minus 33 minus 4, or minus 37. So either way you want to get to minus 37, you can get there. I think, though, in this sense, this is probably easier. You guys got this?